Well, today we started a big conversation, a conversation about how we deal with the climate emergency and the crisis in biodiversity, both nationally and locally. We're dealing with a crisis of such a scale that basically we need to bring everybody to the table to talk about it and to work out together what we need to do as a community to deal with the climate emergency and to deal with the ecological crisis, the collapse in nature and wildlife, and come up with solutions together. Because I truly believe that the only way we're going to deal with this as a town is to bring everybody to the table, have a big discussion and keep the conversation going.
So what did you think about the format of today, the round table cafe style?
Fantastic, really, really good. It's such an inclusive process. It was great that there were children included and young people, and everyone was given a voice today. That's really important. And the artwork that's going on behind us to kind of pull all that together, the film that's going to be made, pulling it together in different formats that everyone can access, I think that's really important.
I think the format worked well, and I think people were able to have conversations with people they hadn't had conversations with before, and I think the amount of ideas generated was very good, and I think also the quality, when you look through deeper conversations, was really good.
It's the idea of dialogue, deeper dialogue, that people come together. When it starts off, everybody's a little bit nervous, it starts quite superficial, so you create a really lovely environment for them to feel comfortable and relaxing. You also design the cafe, so it's a real design process where you have questions that guide the conversations, but don't restrict it necessarily, but they're guiding the way through so that each round of conversation is taking more, is going deeper, but it's also taking to the next step.
I think it was excellently facilitated, absolutely, and so very professionally done, and it was very friendly and non-combative. I think people were very respectful because there would have been some people with conflicting views in the room, but I didn't feel that any one passionate person took over, which was very refreshing.
There was a lot of hope in the room today. People saw that there are things that can be done very quickly, that there are places in the world that can demonstrate how quickly things can be done. So it's just a question of getting together to work out the quickest way of implementing those solutions locally. Working with the council, working with community groups, working with all the individuals who are willing to put time and effort in.
What do you feel has been achieved from today?
I think there was a lot of respect about each group's own particular aims, objectives and methods. So as Andy said, it's not about creating something that stops people from doing things, but something that encourages and promotes more of what people are doing.
Talking to more people, bringing people together, people linking up and making connections, and just spending that time collectively thinking about what Eastbourne could do has been really useful for me to sort of come to decide more what key things I think are important and how I will follow up personally. I think that's, as well as collectively, I think that's also been useful.
I think one of the best ideas I heard was that we put forward a submission to the government to give us a big grant to really make a difference.
Maybe the kids should do more stuff as well to be able to save our planet, not just the adults.
What sort of planet would you like to live in when you're older?
A planet with bees and no rubbish on the floor.
I hope that there'll be obviously success from the council meeting on the 10th of July in committing Eastbourne to being carbon neutral by 2030, but also that it encourages other towns to take part in the conversation, because a large part of obviously addressing the climate emergency is addressing the first way that there is a climate emergency, and so when people are having these discussions and raising awareness of the issue, it helps to make people aware of it and try and do more to stop it.
It's just that the council has to up its game, so local community groups have to up their game and be better at communicating with each other, be better at collaborating with each other, be better at engaging with the council. So it's a two-way thing, it's a two-way street. Councils and community groups need to build a much stronger partnership with each other in order to achieve a common goal, which is a much more sustainable, resilient, adaptable town that is capable of facing up and dealing with the big challenges coming down the track.
I think they are part of central government, but they are our local government. They are Eastbourne. They are representing Eastbourne residents, and they are the people who represent us at government. Be honest, listen to the people, don't hide behind false figures, just we can, if we all work together, we can do it. But it takes honesty. If you're telling people that everything's okay, then no one's going to take any action.
I think it's important for the council and the councillors to think big, be bold. I think they need to look at how they can raise significant funds. Money should not be put as a blocker for enabling this to move forward. And I think, from that's really important. And I think specific issues that can be worked on immediately are things like air quality. Now we're going to have, I think, some less good news when the World Health Organisation air quality survey comes out in the UK. We were at the borderline for PM 2.5s last year on the safe limit. We've seen lots of spikes this year, up to 4 and 5 times the safe level.
If you ask the ordinary guy in the street, right, we're going to make the town carbon neutral by 2030, you probably wouldn't know what he's talking about. What's carbon neutral? What does that mean? Now, what we want the council to declare is a climate emergency. We want the council to formally, officially, explicitly, publicly declare a climate emergency, just like lots of councils up and down the country have already done.